Hello and welcome to today's video. This time we'll be taking a look through the latest two additions to my Corgi Model Club collection. So we've got the Hillman Hunter, that's number 302, that comes with a kangaroo, and we've got the Citroen Safari Corgi Ski Club, which is Corgi 475. We'll also be having a look at the collection as it stands right now, and I'm almost up to date, and we'll be having a look ahead at what's coming out in the future. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay then, so we'll start off with the Hillman Hunter with kangaroo, and this one is in a slightly later window box. 18 authentic transfers for you to apply. I can see the little kangaroo in the side there. London to Sydney marathon winner. Okay. A little illustration on the back as well. That's really nice. I don't remember this one that well. It's a shame that the modern logo has covered up that back illustration. That is quite a shame. You think they could have done that a little bit smaller maybe, but there's probably legal requirements with regards the size of an ISBN and or the barcode rather, and things like that. But yeah, that's a bit of a shame that that's had to be covered up like that. Diecast scale model with kangaroo guard, spotlights, takeoff wheels, and golden jacks, an opening toolbox, spare wheel and tyre, and a kangaroo. And then it says contains 18 authentic transfers for you to apply to this marathon winner to make it just like the real one. Okay, well, we've got the certificate here. Corgi 302, mine's number 3670. So let's have a little read. One of the most iconic Corgi toys of the late 60s era, Corgi 302 was modelled on the winner of 1968's London to Sydney Marathon, a long-distance rally that covered over 10,000 miles through Europe, Asia and Australia. Starting in Crystal Palace, South London on the 24th of November and ending in Sydney on the 17th of December, the Hillman Hunter beat an Austin 1800 into second place, two family cars not otherwise known for their motorsport pedigree. In honour of the rally's final destination, Corgi included a miniature kangaroo in the box, featuring Golden Jack's takeoff wheels and a full racing livery. The Hillman Hunter was introduced into the Corgi range in 1969 and deleted in 1972, after sales of just over 150,000. The casting was never used for any other variant. Well, there we are. So, yeah, sort of a late 60s, early 70s model. I guess that's why we've got the window box. So let's get this one out and take a look. So when I was growing up, I did have some Corgi and some other die casts as well, lots of Matchbox. But when I was sort of the target age to start being bought these, it was the mid-1970s, so I got some of the reissues of things, but I never got these ones, and this looks a bit of fun, I have to say. I am pleased to see it's in a window box, simply because I'm really struggling for space in my cabinet, as we'll see a little bit later. So I can actually just display this one boxed up, because it's still showing the model, rather than out of its box. So I can get the kangaroo out of this little plastic bag here. Here we go. Now I'd imagine it's not that difficult to replicate an original plastic kangaroo, but there he is. Or in fact, there she might be. I don't know how to tell the sex of a kangaroo. Right, and look at the model itself. So it's already got 3 stickers applied. So I guess the 18 stickers it's referring to are underneath the plinth here. Yes, here they are. So we do have a little bit extra on this one. So these are the stickers. Let's have a look at these. Right, there they are. So you could customize your car. It's like a cover sheet there. So you got the little sticker sheet, that's cool. does also come with instructions here. So take off wheels and the golden jacks. The take off wheels seems fairly obvious. To open the case, press down with a fingernail on the handle on the top, and to close the case, press down top and push handle towards the case. Is that it? There we are. So that's actually quite good detail. You can see a proper five-piece toolkit. That'll solve every problem with a Hillman Hunter, wouldn't it? Very nice. Got the little additions for the rallying side of it. Now the doors don't open on this one. It's got the spare tyres on the roof, like so. Now these were the golden jack mechanisms, so you lift these up, like so, and then the wheels should just literally just come off like that. There we are. Very, very easy. And then put them back on and put the jack back down. The other one's gone down first. Maybe you have to do them in harmony, possibly. There we are. Yeah. Very, very nice. I like all the additions here. Now, what does it say on the actual pack? There is a bit more. So this is where to put your transfers. Look at it. So you could get them all over the bonnet and stuff. You really could customize it. So it says cut each design from sheet separately, leaving as much margin as possible for handling. Dip in water about 5 seconds. Do not soak. When the film slides easily, slide into position on the model in the proper location. Press down with a blotter or clean damp rag to obtain good contact. So yes, you could really go to town. Look at this one here. It's covered in stickers. So there's a bit more information here. So only 2 of the 100 cars entered for the London to Sydney Marathon were Hillman Hunters. Both finished 1-1. Bringing back the great days of pioneer intercontinental road racing, this 10,000 road mile marathon was probably the toughest test of man and machine ever devised. Cars of every size, shape and nationality started the marathon from London's famous Crystal Palace, racing across the smooth roads of Europe, through the burning deserts of the East, over the terrifying mountains of Afghanistan, and across the endless plains of India. Over 70 competitors reached the staging point at Bombay. From the Indian port, the weary crews were shipped to Fremantle in Australia for the start of the second section of the rugged marathon. Thousands of miles of swamp, desert, rutted road, potholes and danger from wild animals still had to be faced. The rate of dropout grew worse. Car after car had to withdraw, and the lead changed hands constantly. Eventually, only the toughest of the tough won through to Sydney. That's a really nice write-up of that, actually, isn't it? Well, I've got to say, that is actually pretty darn cool, all that little lot. I have to say, that is lovely. That is a nice vehicle, that one, with all the bits and pieces with it as well. Excellent. So I'm going to pop this back into the box, and then we're going to take a look at our second one today, which is another one, because I'm absolutely love these, is another Citroen. So let me do that now. Okay, so the second car then is this one, which is Corgi 475, the Citroen Safari Corgi Ski Club. And I do remember this one. I remember the model car because my dad had one when I was growing up. Glidomatic spring suspension. I noticed there's a little dink there, and I suspect that may be from something on the roof of the car. There's a little dink to my box. It says detachable skis and sticks to fit the skier, opening rear doors, remote controlled hinged seats, detailed moulded interior and a spring suspension. Very cool. Lovely. Well, before we open it, let's read the certificate. So Corgi 475, this is 3618. Originally released in an Olympic winter sports livery In 1964, Corgi reissued the model the following year, replacing the Olympic symbol on the bonnet with a Corgi Ski Club decal. Otherwise, the tooling was identical, also retaining the earlier model's miniature skiing figure, plus a roof rack and detachable skis and poles. Out of the box, the figure, which clipped onto the skis, was placed inside the Citroen, accessed via an opening tailgate. The model also featured a tilting rear seat mechanism, operated via a thumb wheel on the base. The tooling originated from Corgi 436, an African safari-themed model from 1963. A final version was released as Corgi 499, which revived the Winter Olympic theme for 1968's event at Grenoble. Well, there we are. Let's get into this one. There we are. It's all quite well wrapped. Like you can see, those two like little horns there at the top. That's what's marked my my box. So there you go. So quite a bit in this one. My little leaflet's got a bit screwed up, sadly. So it says it may be necessary to adjust the legs of the skier to ensure level standing. Okay, see that I think should have been like that, but mine, I guess like many of the originals, you know, was a little bit squished in the box there. So we actually get two skiers. Yeah, there's an awful lot tucked into a very small box here, isn't there? I think it's safe to say. Yeah, so we've actually got two skiers. So you get the main one and a spare. And there we are. Does the skis go like that? Something along those lines? We'll have to have a little play around with that. Maybe they go in another way. Yeah, we'll see see what we can see with the car before we play around with that. Ah, there we are. Corgi Ski Club. Now these apparently come off, don't they? So we'll get to that in a minute. And you put your skier in the back, I think it said, didn't it? Like so, with his skis. Yeah, I actually remember this model vehicle quite well. The actual car itself. Now it's got the sort of spring suspension, so it does glide. And there's two people in the front as well. Very cool. So let's see how these pop off. It definitely does say they're removable, don't they? Let's just have a look at the book here. Oh, the box rather. Detachable skis. They're in pairs. So, okay. How do they come off? Here we are, look. Well, we'll leave one set on and one set off, I think. So it just goes in there like so. Okay, so we've got the figures themselves have got two little holes on the bottom of their feet. There we are. But for them actually holding the skis themselves, that is less obvious. I mean, there's holes in their hands, but they don't seem to want to hold them very well, which is a bit of a shame. Unless they have to go around the back way, maybe. That would look more realistic, wouldn't it? Have them, maybe they're supposed to go around the back. I don't seem to be going in. Let's try a different ski. Yeah, they're not going in very well. At all. They're not holding them. It's almost like the tops of the skis are not long enough to go into the... They're so small, that little gap. It's not big enough to go into the actual skier's hand very well. So that's I don't know if that's a mistake in the design or if the originals were like that. I just don't know, but there's no way to get them to hold. They're all the same. The tops of the skis don't seem to be long enough to comfortably fit into the skier's hands. They just don't go in. They go in, but there's just not enough. There's no like purchase. They're just going to fall out. They need to be a bit longer so they come out the front, which is a shame. So there we are. He's going to be, you know, I don't know, doing some sort of slalom, I'm afraid to say. It's a nice set. It's quite extravagant and there's lots of bits to it. And I really like Citroens. But I have to say, that is the moulding on the figures, you know, they just need to be a little bit longer. I would argue, I'm going to look this up and then come back. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to see if the original skis were that sort of length. Well, I have to say the information is slightly inconclusive, but I found this eBay lot here. And for starters, the actual skis are in the top of the holder next to the skis. They're red rather than yellow. And the tips of the edges, well, it's difficult to tell. They do seem slightly bigger than the ones that are included. But it's interesting that they actually have them alongside the skis. So, you know, make of that what you will. Anyway, I'm not going to fuss over it, but I think for the purposes of display, since I can't put the figure in properly with the skis attached, I'm just going to pop it back pretty much how it was, with these on top of the roof rack, which I don't think is bad at all. But yeah, according to that picture there, the actual skis would go in here, sort of in like that, which is also, I suppose, how it might have been, you know, like that, which I think is quite nice actually. Have them either way. Like that. So I shall do that the other side, and I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to have the two skiers, or at least one of them, in the back, bundling around, waiting to get to the slopes. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, as I said, space is at a bit of a premium anyway. So by not having, I can actually fit them both in there. By not having an actual another skier handy, it's probably not going to be a bad thing. Can I get both of them in? Just about. They're carrying a couple of very sleepy skiers in the back. That's what it is. So yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind it. It's just the actual application of the skiers themselves is popped it off, but put me off a little bit. But I mean, you can't beat a Citroen in my opinion. I think they're just great. They really are very, very nice indeed. Groovy. Right, well, let's take one last look, and then we'll have a look at what's coming out in the future. Now, as is traditional, we shall have a look over the entire collection such as it stands today, and I have now got the first 40 vehicles, which is fantastic. So looking ahead to what's coming out, we got the Walls Ice Cream Van. Now this is one which has got two figures in, as opposed to one which was used on the original like pre-release Corgi Model Club. We got an Oldsmobile Tornado with golden jacks, the matte black Batmobile, a Mini Cooper Sun Hour AC Rally version, Chevrolet police car, Oldsmobile Super 88, a Bentley Continental in black and silver livery, the Yellow Submarine, a Citroen Safari ID19, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which has just been announced, and a Land Rover 109 WB. So that is up to the first 51. Now, as I film this, which is at the very tail end of 2024, in early 2025, the Corgi Model Club are going to be announcing their sort of all the releases for the rest of the year, for 2025. So what I tend to do is go to their rather lively Facebook page, which is pretty good. And there's different sort of Facebook pages for different locations around the world. So do have a look at that, and maybe you'll find the information even quicker than through my videos. And as is traditional, we have a little look around my collection. As you can see, the cabinet is very, very full now. I'm having to be quite creative with my space to get all the Corgi Model Clubs out. But I'm almost there now. I'm almost up to date, and I don't think they'll be quite strictly one a month at that point. But we will review them as they get released. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed looking at these two models. If you have, do please give it the thumbs up. Do please check the rest of the channel. There's lots of other die-cast videos on here. Vintage Corgi, vintage Matchbox, lots of trips to local toy fairs to meet, Exeter, Shepton Mallet, which are fantastic and full of die-cast toys as well. Plus the complete backlist is all available for the Corgi Model Club on a dedicated one-time playlist. You can just go back right to the very first one and take a look at those. Thank you very much for watching today, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.